Hi there, very good afternoon and happy Sunday. It is the final word to Chelsea 2, Everton 0. It is the final word reaction. A tale of two halves for me. I thought that we had the open play far too much from Michael Keane and Vitaly Mykolenko. Not good enough from them. They should have done 10 times better. But they never. But it was a tale of two halves. Because Jack Grealish, just before half-time, could have made it 1-1. Then, by half-time, we went 2-0 up again from the two defenders. And it was a tale of two halves. Because we weren't good. We were good for the vast majority of it, of the whole game. With the better side. But for me, I thought that we should have won it. We should have. But at the end of the day, we never. It is what it is now, I guess. But as we move now into the second half, I thought that we had the better chances. We should have got back into it again. Illy should have scored. Iliman and Jai as well. I thought Charlie Alcaraz had a good game as well when he came on for Shrewsbury Hall. He got injured with a hamstring. But all in all, it was a rough day in the office for me. But I thought that we should have kept in the game at times because we had the opportunities. But at the end of the day, we were most the better side of the whole game. Like, it would say it on the stats. We were the better game, the better team as well. But at the end of the day as well, we need to take our chances because if we don't take our chances, then we get punished. Even if we don't deserve it. It's football, it's brutality. But I thought that by the end, we could have made it 2-2. But given two silly goals away, again in defence, is something David Moyes needs to work on. Our set pieces as well, that needs to be worked on. We got plenty of corners in that game as well, plenty. But I thought that we give three stupid corners away in that first half where we didn't need to. And also, I thought Jake O'Brien had a solid game at right back today. Jimmy Garner also in midfield. I thought that he'd done amazing. Idrissa Gana Gueye lacked. He's not getting any younger anytime soon. So for me, we need to look in the January transfer market at a new midfielder. Whether it'll be prior to now in January or in the summer, but for the vast majority, for the Silver future, we do need to look at it. Because he's not getting any younger anytime soon. But I thought on the whole, we definitely need a new right back. Because Jake O'Brien's on a right back. And we need a left winger in this January transfer market and a striker. Because again, Vitaly Mykolenko is poor and offers nothing. And also Barry. I thought Barry had a quiet game, didn't have anything to do, but I think that we need to look at a new striker there as well. But on the whole, I'm going to rate Everton's performance a 9.5. I thought that we were the much better side, creating chances, but we need to start taking our chances and getting them in the back of the net. Otherwise, we're going to pay the price. And that's what, for me, David Moyes needs to work on. But again, Tyler Diblin come and gone as well in the second half with only 10 minutes to go. I thought he had a solid game. Straight away he came on, picks up a free kick for Everton, gets us a corner, and still Everton can't score. So it is very disappointing, but I'm not angry because our performance was class. I thought it was our best away performance of the season so far prior to a defeat. But yeah, it wasn't a win and it wasn't a draw, it was a defeat. But we played remarkably solid. The mentality and our heads, our heads did drop at times, but the mentality, all in all, was strong going forwards as well. So that's the positivity to take from it. But as well, as I said, you do expect the mentality to drop at times. But I thought that all in all, we looked fairly solid with our game plan, what Moyes. But again, David Moyes' engaged management is dog crap. he needs to fix his in-game management, not leave substitutions till around about the 70th minute or 63rd minute. We cannot do that, because then how on earth do we get back into the game with only 10 minutes to go? So we need to make our subs earlier. But all in all, a solid game, but Mykolenko and Michael Keane were absolute abysmal during yesterday's defeat. The bright one for me, for Everton yesterday, would have to be Jimmy Garner, and Jake O'Brien had a decent game. Did whip the ball across a couple of times, did run down the field, but no one was there. So we do need to fix that ASAP. But yeah, I know it was a defeat, but we look again and we keep them positivity going around the football club, around the players, that as we go and face Arsenal next weekend under the lights at Hill Dickinson, where it's going to be a hard fortress win, hopefully. But I think that we could get something out of it. We set up right again, but we keep right in it from the word go. Yes, we haven't got Ilman and Jai or Adrissa again. We've now lost them two to the AFCON now till January. So we do need to bring Tyler Diblin in and see what he can offer. Charlie Alcaraz, and if Kieran Shrewsbury Hall's still injured, then hopefully Maitland Rowe will be back, and Jared Branthwaite as well to replace Michael Keane. And if we can do that, then we can put Jake O'Brien at left back, Jimmy Garner at right back, and then hopefully that winning mentality, we could get grips into the game and either win or draw, whatever. But I'm going to save that for the match preview and go in and do an in-depth talk for the preview on Thursday. But all in all, it's been chopping and changing from day to day, place to place. But as I said, well, it couldn't last forever, the negativity, but it's all positive, as well, as I said. But hopefully that we find a way. But as David Moyes said, we played really decent. Just Michael Keane isn't the right character for Everton in defence, and also Michael Keane has been okay off recent, but he's had a very bad game yesterday against Chelsea. But also, arguably, I'll have to say Vitaly Mykolenko is extremely poor. Like, we need to get rid of him. Like, that's the negativity about it. We need to get rid of him. It's going to go. Why David Moyes swapped the team, I don't know. I think he should have started Tim Idabouman from the word go and seen. But for me, I think that the Everton blow was Kieran Shrewsbury Hall with his hamstring, unfortunately. I think that's the biggest blow for Everton. We just looked leggy at times. I don't know what it was. I don't know if we were tired or that, but we looked leggy at times, but we couldn't score a goal. And that, for me, cannot happen in Premier League. Otherwise, you will be fighting relegation like we have done previously. But I'm not going down them routes again. I'm keeping it positive. Yeah, we did have the chance to go third or fourth in the league if we beat Chelsea and we got above them, but we didn't take our chances, and that's the thingy. Yeah, I am upset that we didn't take all 3 points, but it is what it is now. But I think that we could have got something out of it. If we couldn't get something out of it, then we could have got a win. And if we couldn't get that, then at least we played very well. But I'm proud of our performance. We went down with a fight after going 2-0 down and 1-0 down. We went with a fight. But we know that Chelsea have got better players than Everton. But also, at the end of the day, all what matters is the 3 points at the end of the day. And that's how you win games of football, by getting 3 points. So we need to work on that in beating Champions League football players. Because all the ones we've played is the ones who are in Champions League and we can't beat. So we need to find a winning mentality there till we can beat these Champions League players. But disappointing, but we just go on again next week. We build from here and we try and hopefully go and get 3 points against Arsenal or a point. Arguably, it would be massive if we got a point, but even massive if we can beat them at Hill Dickinson. So yeah, of course, hopefully we can. Go and check out David Moyes' post-match reaction right here now. Here he is.
Know about a performance and result that felt really harsh.
Yeah, because I think they recognise the efforts the players put in, and you know, in some ways it might have been one of our best performances away from home, but we couldn't score the goal, and we just dropped a couple of runners at times for their goals. You know, we had bits that we were controlled the game, but we didn't take the chances from it. So, look, it's generally an improvement in where we've been, but obviously we want improvement in the results of the game. I didn't think we played great against Notts Forest, but we won 3-0 last week. I thought we actually played better today and lost 2-0. So I'd rather take that 3-0 way of doing it rather than today's.
Perhaps unsurprisingly for a team that came into this chasing a 5th win in 6 and 3rd away from home on the bounce. We started so well, didn't we? But then losing Kiernan so early on, he's been fantastic for us.
No, it has. It was a blow to us, and we didn't quite get it. We didn't quite sort of organise after it as well as we should have done, and it took us a wee while. But I thought by the time we got to half time, you know, it looked as if we were more likely to score than them. And for us to go 2-0 down seemed really harsh, because it wasn't 1-0. Jack has a chance through and goal. We don't score. And they crossed one in the goalie's arms, distributed it quickly, and they got up the pitch and made it 2-0, which felt harsh. But look, we done that a wee bit last week against Nottingham Forest. We scored in a minute just before half time, so it was a bit similar to that.
Even then, in the second half, we still, you know, this team does have spirit. It's shown that again and again under you, and still created loads of chances. And maybe Illy at the end just summed up the day, didn't it? In terms of it just wasn't going to go in for us.
No. I'd hate to think that we weren't a team which was full of spirit. I wouldn't want to manage a team which wasn't that. But Ellie's shot, I'm on the dugout here, we were standing now, and it looked as if it was in. I thought it might hit the post, but if anything it's got to bounce in. The angle of the ball bounces out. You know, if that had gone in even at 2-1 with about 10 minutes to go, then, you know, we're in with a chance. You know, Charlie Alcaraz gets another chance after that as well. So we were always in with a chance, but today we could not get the goal. And it's maybe the level when you come to play the top teams, if you're not going to take those chances, then maybe you don't win the games because you don't take those 1 or 2 opportunities.
I spoke to Jimmy just before yourself, and you know, you said about as frustrating as today is, the fact that we've come here and been the better team for spells against a very talented Chelsea team. It does show the progress we're making.
Absolutely, and they know that, the players know. I sort of challenged them today to try and show that we could manage it, and I'm saying, I think today we did. I know I've lost, but I feel as if today they've challenged and had a goal. It's a disappointing result, but it wasn't overall a disappointing performance. More disappointing that, you know, we may have picked up a couple of injuries and, you know, lost a couple of players, and that will be where the disappointment would come from today.
I was going to ask about obviously Illy and Idrissa going off on AFCON now. I know it's too early to tell on Kiernan, but it's just a case of seeing how that goes, is it? Yeah,
we'll need to just weigh it up, you know. And we took Jimmy off at the end not because Jimmy was probably played as well as any player for us on the pitch, but no, I just couldn't afford them to get booked, and knowing that there's another game coming up next week, so we got him out of there with 10 minutes to go, and to try and protect him a wee bit for the next games.
And just finally, I know you always have great things to say about the Evertonians sold out again today, but what does that mean to the squad and yourself to hear that, you know, that backing at the end?
Well, the players knew they could walk down the bottom end because of how well they performed, and the supporters knew how well the players performed. You couldn't leave today because we were right in the game right to the end. Even up to the last minutes we were trying to score. And
yeah, that was David Moyes' post-match reaction to our defeat at Chelsea. We did go down with a fight, but unfortunately we didn't get the 3 points. What's the word? Everton did deserve to either win or get something out of it, but we never. But we move on from here and we go and try and get all 3 points against Arsenal at the weekend. Come on, Everton, get 3 points against Arsenal and up the toffees. Leave your comments, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Yeah, there you go. Bye-bye.